When people think about LinkedIn, they often picture content, posts, comments, thought leadership, personal brands. But the deeper power of the platform is not in posting, not any longer. It's in the ecosystem of relationships that form beneath the surface. Relationships that quietly evolve into collaborations, referrals, and long-term partnerships. LinkedIn has become the largest professional network in history, but scale alone isn't what makes it valuable. What matters is how people use that scale. Today, business growth is increasingly driven by micro communities, small, tightly connected groups of professionals who share interests, values, expertise, or goals. These are the communities where trust is built, where visibility is earned, and where opportunities begin. Partnerships grow best in environments where people can observe each other's thinking, character, and consistency. LinkedIn is uniquely suited to this because it gives people a front row seat on how you communicate, what you believe, and how you show up for others. Before you ever speak directly, people are already forming an impression of you, often a very accurate one, through your comments, your posts, your profile, and the conversations you take part in this. This creates what is effectively a long, silent pre-interview for future partnerships. But visibility is only the beginning. The real magic happens in the quieter corners of LinkedIn. The niche communities, the repeated comment interactions, the thoughtful message exchanges, and the circles of professionals who regularly engage with one another's work. These micro communities become the soil where trust builds organically. People who regularly learn from each other online often become the first people they think of when a client needs help, when a project demands complementary skills, or when a collaboration opportunity arises. This is where the connection to partnerships becomes clear. Partnerships aren't created by formal pitches. They're created by proximity, familiarity, and aligned values. LinkedIn accelerates all three. It lets people observe you at scale and at depth. It lets them watch how you treat others, how you solve problems, and how you handle disagreement. These are the markers that potential partners instinctively look for. One of the most powerful features of LinkedIn is that it serves a dynamic map of your professional ecosystem. Every connection you make extends your reach into a new network of clients, suppliers, collaborators, industries, and opportunities you may never have discovered otherwise. But the true leverage comes from being intentional about those relationships, nurturing them, engaging thoughtfully, and positioning yourself as a person who brings clarity, value, and perspective. In this environment, collaboration doesn't require a formal introduction. It often begins with a comment that resonates, a shared belief about how business should be done, or a message exchanged over something you both care about. These micro touches accumulate over time, and eventually the person on the other end begins to see you as someone who could be part of a bigger opportunity. A podcast conversation, a referral arrangement, a co-creating workspace, or a strategic partnership. None of this happens through transactional thinking. It happens through repeated interactions that deepen trust. And trust is the currency of partnerships. On LinkedIn, trust is built through consistency. Consistent presence, consistent values, consistent quality of thought. When people show up in this way, they naturally become magnets for collaboration. What makes LinkedIn particularly powerful is that it collapses geographic boundaries. Someone in a different country can become one of your closest professional partners simply because the platform brought your ideas into the same space. That proximity, which would have been impossible 20 years ago, is now normal. It means your partnership ecosystem isn't limited to your local market anymore. It's global, diverse, and rich with potential. But to tap into that ecosystem, you need more than visibility. You need clarity. Clarity about your expertise, clarity about the problems you solve, clarity about the kinds of relationships you're looking to build. When your profile, content, and interactions all align around a coherent identity, people can immediately see where you might fit into their world and where they might fit into yours. The foundation of LinkedIn-driven partnerships begins with 3 simple behaviors. First, show your thinking. People trust those whose ideas they understand. When you articulate your perspective openly and consistently, you make it easier for others to see how a collaboration might work. Second, engage generously. Commenting, supporting others, and contributing to conversations signals reliability and openness. It shows you are not just broadcasting, you are participating, listening, and building relationships that go beyond the surface. Third, nurture your micro community. These are the people who see your work the most, who interact with you often, and who are most likely to advocate for you. Strengthening those relationships creates a ripple effect. Referrals increase, invitations increase, and your reputation compounds. The result of these behaviors is a network that begins to work for you, not because you push for opportunities, but because you've become the kind of person others want to collaborate with. That is the essence of partnership in the LinkedIn era, a blend of visibility, trust, and strategic alignment that grows through everyday interactions long before any formal partnership conversation occurs. Partnerships aren't built in boardrooms anymore. They are built in comment threads, in shared supporter groups, in thoughtful messages, and in the consistent presence you maintain in your corner of the platform. LinkedIn is no longer just a place to be seen. It is a place to build the relationships that shape the future of your business. When you combine strategic clarity with the organic relationship building power of LinkedIn, partnerships become less of a hunt and more of a natural progression. Not forced, not formal too soon, but emerging from the genuine connections you nurture every day. This is collaborative growth in the LinkedIn era, relationship first, community supported, and powered by the connections that form when you show up consistently as the person your future partners would be proud to work with. Our Linkability community exemplifies all of these characteristics. And if you'd like to know more about it and how you can be a part of it, pop over to linkability.biz and check us out.